Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Okay y'all, so today's video is a college advice video which is tailored to my incoming college freshmen, but any college student can really watch a college advice video. So I have my list of bullet points here ready to go. It's a pretty lengthy list. It's not too bad though. It's about 15 bullet points, I think. Honestly, I feel like college advice could go on for days. It's so many different topics, so many different things I could touch on, but I'm not going to touch on everything though, so don't worry, it's not going to be too long of a video. But I feel like this is the perfect time to do a video like this because we're like a month away now from getting ready to go to college, and what better time to drop a college advice video than now? But I'm gonna stop yapping now, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get into this video because I don't want it to be too long, and I know y'all ready for these gems. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with this. My first tip, because I know it's a lot of incoming freshmen dealing with this right now. It is okay to come into college undecided on your major. Y'all, like, don't stress it too much. You're 17 to 18 years old trying to figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life. Let that sink in. That's a lot. Like, it's also okay to think you know exactly what you want to do, and you choosing a major and you getting here, and a year and a half later you're deciding that's not what you want to do at all and take a total different direction and change your major. That's also okay. I honestly did that myself. I came in as a kinesiology major thinking that's what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted to be an athletic trainer, y'all. I swear. I always knew I wanted to do something with sports. And once I got to Central, I was like, this is just not what I want to do. And that is okay. Like, you're not going to have it all figured out. And honestly, college is like trial and error. Like, you may switch your major more than once, honestly. Literally, you will find out so many different things that you do or do not like that first year of college. Like, it's the perfect place to find yourself. So yeah, all in all, don't feel behind if you don't know or you're not quite sure yet and what you want to major in. You're totally fine. I promise you're not the only one. Save your money now. Like, start saving now. If you haven't, start saving now. And hopefully you already have. Because it'll go quick once you get on campus. And it's just not something that you want to have to deal with, especially if you don't know how to manage it. That's when it'll go the quickest. It'll just be so many different things on campus that you'll want to do or that you'll want to get, especially around homecoming time, y'all. Money goes quick. If you know you're not going to have a job, you'll want to make sure you know how to manage your money so it'll stretch the whole semester, or whenever, however often you're getting money, you're going to make sure you want to know how to manage it so it'll stretch for emergencies, all that. So yeah, start saving your money now. I promise it'll be worth it. Just save. Also, since we're talking about money now, don't spend a lot of money on school supplies, y'all. This is not high school, and I know a lot of people probably think that it's the same since it's still school, but I promise you the main thing you're gonna need is a laptop or an iPad. I know some people that just have an iPad, but honestly, I have both. I can't even say which one I prefer. I have both. I use my laptop way more though. It's just, I don't know, it's something about a laptop. But an iPad can do the same thing. If you get a keyboard with your iPad, like, you're in business. Like, it'll be totally fine. But yeah, don't spend a lot of money on school supplies. You don't need all those notebooks and binders. Like, y'all, you do not need no binder in college. I promise you, you don't. You don't. But I'm also not saying don't go get pens, pencils, notebooks, stuff like that, because honestly I still use that. Like, in certain classes I will use a notebook. Like my math classes, I'll use a notebook just because it's something about writing it. Even though I have a pen with my iPad, like the Apple pen, I still, like, I don't know, there's something about it. I like doing it with a notebook and my pencil. So it honestly depends on you. If you want to go the tech way, I say don't buy all those school supplies. But if you know you're gonna want a notebook and stuff, go ahead and do that. But honestly, don't spend too much money. I promise you're not gonna need all that stuff. I'm just trying to save y'all some money, okay? Now, when I say this next thing, I want y'all to really pay attention to me, okay? Really listen to this. When y'all get to college, don't just stay in y'all dorm room. Don't do it. Because how are you expecting to make friends and meet new people just staying in your dorm room. You're not going to meet anyone doing that. It's everyone's first time in college. I promise you're not the only one nervous or scared or anxious. Everyone's a little nervous coming into college, y'all. I promise I was too. Literally how you'll create those friendships and connections that you'll want and need throughout your college journey. The more you're social, the easier it'll be to get that positive community around you. And I promise you, it is so important to find that close-knit community around you, because it's most likely your first time away from home, and you'll need that more than ever. Those will be those people that'll pick you up in your lowest moments and be right there in your corner. It's important. So do not just stay in your room when you get to college. Go out. Like, I don't care if you don't have anything to do. Go out and sit outside of Starbucks or in the student center. Like, I don't know, just go do something to get your face shown and go, you know, meet new people. It's college. Everyone isn't coming in knowing everyone. You're not the only one. And also, since we're on the topic of friendships, avoid those big friend groups. I don't know if it's just me, but those friend groups, they usually don't last. And I hate to say it, but like, not that I had a bad experience with it, but they just usually don't last. Like, I honestly hate to say it, especially if there's some people in that friend group that you literally only communicate and talk to with and deal with when you're only with that group. Like, you never interact with that person one-on-one, only when you're in the presence of that big friend group. That's not a friendship. Like, that's just not a friendship. Get involved on campus sooner than later. I suggest you find an organization or a club that you're interested in, or like, you know, just interested in what they do. It is such a good way to meet new people that have the same interests as you. It does not have to be SGA, which is Student Government Association. And it doesn't even have to be like your student activities board or anything like that. Just a club or an organization that you're interested in. I just suggest getting involved in a club, joining a club. You can join more than one that you're interested in. It's like, honestly, it's just the easiest way to make friends, especially if you're not the social type. It's literally the easiest way to make friends with the same interests as you. Oh, and I forgot one when we were on the topic of buying things and money and all that. Don't buy all your textbooks at once. You will not need them. I promise you, you will not need them. I'm not saying you won't need any of your textbooks for any of your classes, but just wait. Give that class like 2 weeks first, at least 2 weeks. Because honestly, I didn't pay for not one textbook this whole year. And also, if there's a class that does require a textbook, like you actually know for a fact you're gonna need it, try to get a digital copy of it. It's usually a little cheaper if they have it available. Try to do that. Or look on Amazon, because sometimes they're cheaper on Amazon. So yeah. And I feel like this next tip is just such a big thing in college. Everyone's experience with morning classes is different. Even with evening classes, 5 o'clock classes or 6 o'clock classes, they're all different. I will say an 8 a.m. in high school is so much different from an 8 a.m. in college. Hear me again. An 8 a.m. in high school is so much different than an 8 a.m. in college. That might sound so crazy to you as an incoming college freshman, but I promise it's not. You don't have anyone in your dorm to wake you up like you did your parents when you were in high school, saying let's get ready for class or let's get ready for school. No, you will not feel like getting up for that 8 a.m. all the time. So just because you think you're a morning person doesn't mean you'll be a morning person in college. I promise you, it will change. Personally, I don't like classes later in the day, but that might be something you prefer just because you don't like morning classes and you're not a morning person. So it's different from everybody. So I'm not about to sit here and say, don't take 8 a.m. classes, because you honestly might like that. I will say, experience it all first so you know what you like. Personally, I don't mind at 8 a.m. I'm not gonna say I want all my classes to be 8 a.m. because I don't always want to wake up at that time. But I don't mind like a 9 a.m. or, you know, something like that, because I like to be done with my classes by 2:15. I'm that girl. I don't like my classes to start at 12. You know, like, no, because what am I doing from 8 to 12? Probably laying in the bed on my phone. So I would rather just go ahead and get my classes over with. And while we're on the topic of classes and the time of classes and stuff, y'all, learn some time management. If you don't have time management now under your belt, learn it. Like, I promise you, it will save your life in college. You can't go to that party and not go to class the next day. That's not how that works. Now you didn't miss the test. Your parents aren't there to hold your hand, so you have to make sure you're managing your time wisely. If you want to go to that party, be like, okay, well, I gotta finish this test by 7, so I'll have time to, you know, get ready and do what I need to do. You still have to, you know, find a way to balance everything so you can still have a social life, but you're also still putting your priorities first, which is school. We're all here for school, so make sure school is at the top of your list, okay? And with that, like, time management, it's not something that you're just gonna get. Like, honestly, it's not. I still work on time management. I still procrastinate sometimes, but I will suggest getting like a planner or something, whether that's digital or like a physical planner, to write out your things, so you'll, you know, be able to schedule and plan and actually write down, so you know exactly what you have to do each hour of the day. Honestly, like your classes, assignments, even if you have a job, write down what time you have to go to work. I suggest getting a planner. It's helped me a lot. I've always been a planner girly though, so yeah, I suggest getting a planner. If you know you're not gonna keep up with the physical one, you can literally get one on your iPhone or your iPad, whatever you have. It's so good. I promise you, it will help you a lot. Okay, and this is a big one. Honestly, for everyone, this is a huge one, especially if you're not as social. This is something that you're definitely going to have to work on once you get to college. Networking is a huge thing in college. You have to network. It is more important than you think. I'm sure you've heard this a lot, but you can literally use LinkedIn as a source. But once you get out of college, that 4.0 that you had while you were in college is not going to matter to them people. I promise you, it's not. It's going to be who you know. Who you know is going to take you a long way. So network in college. I promise you, it's the best place to network. Network with your peers, your professors, anyone you can. Literally, just network. It's something I'm still working on. I'm not just preaching this to y'all. I'm preaching it to myself too. I'm still working on networking. This is also another important one. I feel like I'm saying that for every tip, but these tips are so important, y'all. I promise you. Be sure to actually talk to your professors. Like, actually communicate with them. Go to their office hours. Even if you necessarily don't need help with something, still go to those office hours. This is a good thing to do because the semester not go how you think or how you plan it will go, and you may end up needing that extra 1 point that saves you from failing that class, or maybe that'll take you from a B to an A. Having that good connection with that teacher may help that. Not only is it good for that, those same professors will be your references when you graduate college. So build that bond now. And while we're talking about professors, when you're picking your classes, please use Write My Professor. It is there as a tool for you. Use it, okay? If that professor has lower than a 3.0, it's for a reason. Don't choose that professor. I'm telling you, y'all, go through that website and look up your professor and go through those reviews. See what it is that those students did not like about that professor. It'll help you in the end. Now, of course, you have to put in the work to, you know, get that good grade in that class, but sometimes it's the professor. All professors aren't good professors. Hear me. All professors aren't good professors. They are all smart. Yeah, they have their degrees, but some of them, it's just like, it's almost like they're preying on your downfall, y'all. It's just certain rules and, you know, things they do that will hurt your grade. So yeah, use Rate My Professor. I live by Rate My Professor. This is not no ad or sponsor. I promise you. Just use that website, okay? It's great. And also, all professors are not on Rate My Professor. I have learned that. That does not mean that professor is bad or anything. They could just be a new professor, or students simply just haven't rated them on there. So yeah, don't take that as a bad thing, because I've honestly chose a professor that wasn't on Rate My Professor, and it honestly ended up being my best professor. So yeah, don't be scared if your professor isn't on there, but try to find a professor that has a good rating. It is never too early to start looking for an internship. I promise you, it is never too early. Reach out to companies, send them an email, let them and show them that you're interested, to see if they have any opportunities in that moment or in the future for you, I promise it's never too early. As a freshman, you can do that. This is the last piece of advice I have for y'all. Finally, give yourself some grace. College is not easy. It's everyone's first time. Just give yourself some grace. Breathe. It will work out in the end. I know this is a lot. Like, I'm throwing all these tips out of y'all to like do. I don't expect y'all to do it all or have it all figured out. No one does. Your parents don't. Like, no one does. It's everyone's first time. Just give yourself some grace. It's hard, but you'll get it. Like, you'll grasp onto it. It's just trial and error. Like, I feel like college is a whole lot of trial and error with everything. If you're putting in the work and the effort and time to get that degree, it'll be yours. Just give yourself some grace, honestly. It's your first time. So yeah, that's all of the tips I have for y'all today. I really hope y'all enjoyed this college advice video. I just wanted to give y'all this video before college starts. My channel is college content, so I wanted to make sure I give y'all a college advice video so that y'all can look at and, you know, learn some stuff. I'm sure y'all have heard some of this stuff already, but that just lets you know it's true. So yeah, I hope y'all really enjoyed this video. I really hope it helped you. I hope y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and tune in for the next video. Bye y'all.